Really bold strategy by IGN. Let's not pretend we're mad the new Assassin's Creed Shadows samurai isn't Asian. Because apparently, it does nothing for Asian representation? To have another samurai hero? I like the fact that, you know, just kindly advertising other games there, though. We know what to play rather than Assassin's Creed Shadows, don't we? And make no mistake, some of the content of this article is insane. So, we're going to take a look at it. And this is the interesting sort of, I guess, the knot that these people tie themselves up in with this woke ideology. And make no mistake, this is stemming from, of course, woke ideology. Because it is, representation, things like that. Apparently representation doesn't matter, or lived experience and people's desires of a culture doesn't matter when it's not a certain demographic. To these people anyway, because reasons. And this isn't me suggesting that, you know, everyone wants, you know, a black samurai. Of course not. Obviously not. There are plenty of black people that watch my channel that are like, this is absolutely insane. So this isn't for them. Right? This is leftists, weird tards, and yeah, they're sort of woke ideological nonsense. So hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. We're going to dive into this today. It's very, very funny. If you like what I do, you want to support, because we get massive demonetization here, check out my Patreon. It's the first link down below. Speaking of games, we're playing Fallout 4 over on Patreon, and there will be an episode of Fallout 4 released Sunday, but you probably watch this another time. But anyway, let's take a look, shall we? Anyway, they've been blasted on Twitter for this as well, absolutely torn apart. I mean, IGN, as the saying goes, you can't spell ignorant without IGN, which is very, very true. But this entire article, I mean, it is insane. It is absolutely insane. And as I say here, look, Ubisoft has finally announced its long-awaited Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan, subtitled Shadows. It follows dual protagonists, a ninja named Neo, and a samurai based on the historical black samurai Yasuke. That's disputed. Samurai at the time was also a word used for serve, to serve. Any historical texts surrounding this individual, of which there are essentially none, because that is true. You try and find it. They use the term retainer, page. Well, they use the term page and samurai interchangeably. So, more than likely, based on everything we can, you know, the logical leap from all of this is that he was quite simply just a sword bearer, a glorified servant. But there'll be people arguing down below, so suck it, I guess. While it's a known issue that Asian representation in Western games is severely lacking. Right, okay. Okay, cool. So we've got that part. Asian games in Western... Asian representation in Western games is lacking, right? Surely that's the end of the discussion at that point, no? No. IGN, you know what they said? Hold my beer. I'm going to do some mental gymnastics. I find it hypocritical and laughable that we're only talking about the need for an Asian protagonist now that it's been revealed Assassin's Creed Shadows will star a black samurai. It's predominantly Asians, actually. You have riled up essentially the entirety of Japanese gamers with this game. Don't shit on their lived experience, IGN. That's what you woke tards say, isn't it? Spastics, anyway. This misses the forest for the trees. While I am always advocating for more Asian men in AA games, I'll be the first to say that better representation isn't going to be found in yet another samurai hero. This is from Matt Kim. Are you Asian? You are Asian. I'll give you that. At least you're Asian. At least you're Asian. But you don't speak for everyone. That's another term, isn't it? That you guys use. Enough with the samurais. What about the people that want samurais? Ubisoft deciding to focus on Yasuke, a known historical figure. Is actually pretty unknown, to be fair. He was in Japan for about a year. He was told to strip down take his top off and scrub because they didn't know whether his skin was actually his skin or not. So, I mean, it's not. He was an exotic pet at the time. Nothing is known about this guy. They don't even know where he's from. The closest they can sort of get to is Mozambique, but that's it. These people are insane. This is the correction of history that we see, right? So Yusuke, actual historical texts, very, very little known about this chap. And then what happens is media takes this guy, glorifies him over and over and over and over and over again until the point he becomes this mythical legend, and people are like, yeah, he was absolutely a known samurai. That is even disputed. And this is history being eroded away. It's a non-history. It's a fake history. If you care about history and you care about these things, this should annoy you. He's had no cultural impact on Japan at all. So it says, an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan that otherwise would have been, frankly, hard to distinguish from other recent open-world samurai games. What a weird argument. And if I wanted to see an Asian samurai protagonist, I don't have to look very hard. So it's just an advert for Ghosts of Tsushima then, is it? Because, I mean, this pretty much happened the same day that was PC ported. That's going to blow up. Asian samurai protagonists are a path already well trodden. There's Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Katana Zero, Like a Dragon, Ishin, Samurai Warriors, Rise of the Ronin, blah 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 blah. Yeah, like look, he lists a load off. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why does that matter? How bizarre. I can go on and on and on. So it's difficult to come to any other conclusion than that the limited imagination of AAA game development can only envision Asian heroes where they wield katanas or ninja stars. There's a female Asian in this, mate. Did you miss that one? She's wielding a ninja star as well. Do you see the hypocrisy? These people are absolutely retarded. Yeah, I'm taking that word back. If I wanted to see an Asian samurai protagonist... Oh, yes, I read that. Worse still, the complex characters that were so wonderfully brought to life in shows like Shogun are often distilled into their simplest forms in games, especially those created by Western studios, while Japanese developer-led titles like Sekiro and Like a Dragon, blah blah blah, use their samurai protagonists to tell nuanced stories about overcoming fantastical challenges or provide a glimpse of street-level heroics in Edo, Japan. The Western-developed games failed to hit a similar level of complexity, often falling back on tired tropes of honor and stoicism. There is an Asian in this. And that's only accounting for games that try to tell a story using their samurai protagonist. More often than not, the samurai archetype is a vehicle for combat first, eschewing any kind of narrative flavour. For a cool sword and top knot, consider hero games like Overwatch that feature two kinds of samurai and a ninja for their Japanese cast, and all flowers to Ghosts of Tsushima for its beautifully rendered open world and combat, but Jin Sakai, has about as much charisma as a wet piece of cloth. Here he is, just shitting on other games now. Wow, cool sword. The main grievance I have as an Asian American. What about those Japanese people that are pissed off about this then, huh? Anyway. In regards to representation, isn't the lack of it, as evidenced by the Wikipedia page full of Asian fighters and ninjas and samurais? Ah, okay, so you got your validation from Wikipedia, I see. Weird argument. But rather is the lack of diversity therein. I've reported previously in a story about Asian American game developers and representation. We're not a monolith, and I, a Korean American... Ah, well, you're Korean, mate, to be fair. So don't erode away the experience of Japanese people. You're a Korean, so shush. You're Korean American, so shush. Don't gain a sense of representation by seeing a Japanese samurai or a Japanese ninja. Right, so basically, this whole argument boils down to you're a Korean American, so you're actually annoyed that they haven't given you a Korean protagonist. So all those Japanese people can suck it. This is his entire argument. Wow. I mean, that's a bold claim, mate. That's a bold argument to go with. This problem of only defaulting to a katana-wielding Asian protagonist isn't exclusive to Western studios. Bangs on about more crap. We mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger. I find comments saying that Assassin's Creed Shadow is a missed opportunity to represent even more Asian protagonists embarrassing. Ah, but not if they were Korean though, eh, mate? As an Asian man, Korean man, I don't want to see us have the roles we're expected to have. I want the roles we've not had before. By not being in the game. Interesting. Interesting argument. And then says further, I would love for the next Alan Wake, style horror game to have an Asian protagonist. Or for Star Wars to follow in the footsteps of the Acolyte and have an Asian lead. When I push for greater diversity in games, it's not so that the next AAA samurai game will star an Asian protagonist. No, because that's definitely not what people expect. It's so that the next Naughty Dog game, or the next Hideo Kojima game, or hell, even a Final Fantasy game could imagine an Asian hero. Well, anyway, like I said, he's been absolutely destroyed on Twitter. As you see here. I would say, side note, follow me on Twitter at Missed8Reviews. But I have been locked out of my account because I said some naughty words. So, yeah, follow me, but don't expect me to post for a little bit because I've been naughty. Anyway, we sort of scroll down through all this piles of shit that they consistently share and post because they're just trying to content farm. Where is it? Oh, it was here somewhere. Bloody terrible, anyway. Anyway, the feedback that they got was, yeah, pretty bad. God, they really do post a lot of shit, don't they? Oh, here we go. Better representation for Asian people in the video game isn't going to be found in yet another samurai hero. Let's have a look. Huh. It's pretty clear IGN is in bed with Ubisoft. First Stellar Blade, now this, huh? Why does IGN hate Asian people so much? They don't hate Asian. Well, that's funny, isn't it? I wonder if the Korean hated Stellar Blade. It's made by Koreans. So true. We need a Korean king in Wakanda for better representation for Asians. Shut the fuck up. We already have too many Asian heroes. It's certainly a take. Yeah, it boils down to a Korean man writing for IGN that there's too many Japanese Asian heroes. Weird, but okay. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know down below. Cheers, take care, bye-bye now.